Okay, we're starting on page 55 in the grammar book and talking about the that clause. The that clause. It's a group of words that begins with the word that. Surprise. Okay, and it contains a subject and a verb. That's what I was going to tell you. A clause always has a verb, but a phrase does not. Okay, so clauses have verbs, phrases do not. And it has to be added to a sentence that is already complete. So look here where it says market. It says place parentheses around the that clause and write that above the word that. I know it sounds redundant, but that's what we do to label it, is write that above it. Then you're going to write V above each verb and S above each subject. So here's your example. Timmy knew that the cat ate mice. The that clause starts with that, and it goes all the way to mice. And here's a way to find it. If you see Timmy knew, then you ask yourself, what did he know? Timmy knew what? He knew that the cat ate mice. So the whole thing goes in parentheses, and you have your subject cat and your verb ate. And then notice how they put that on top of that. That's how you label it, okay? That clauses do not take commas, so don't worry about commas when you're doing that clauses. Now, who and which clauses do have commas, okay? They have commas before and after, especially if it's in the middle of a sentence. Here comes Simeon. Then we're talking about contractions. Hi, Simeon. We're on page 55 in the grammar. A contraction combines two words into one. You guys already know these, I'm sure you've done these before. And then you use an apostrophe in the place of where the letters that you take out of the word. We're on page 55. Cannot is can't with an apostrophe right there. Could not, couldn't. Did not, what is did not? Do not. He had, he would. Same, he'd. So you have to just look how it's used in the sentence. He had or he would. They both are he'd. It is. It's. She will. They are. Was not. There you go. So all you have to do is place an apostrophe to show where the letter or letters have been removed in this book. So that's how you fix it. You're just going to put the apostrophe in where it goes. The example down there is don't be afraid of the cat. So that word don't needs an apostrophe between the N and the T.
I'm gonna say
pretty easy.
I'm gonna say why are we afraid of the cat?
Yeah. Well, if you're Timmy, you would be.
Actually, technically my cats are scared of Milo. He's very beating, he's attacking them.
Turn the page to page 56 on the back there. We've talked about this before. Words can be used as different parts of speech. However, a word can perform only one part of speech at a time. We've talked about this before with the word light. Now we're talking about the word meeting. For example, meeting can be a verb, adjective, or a noun. So the first example here for verb, the mice were meeting in the kitchen. Meeting in the kitchen, that's an action, right? So that's a verb. And ing shows you in that sentence that it's an action. But look at the next one down here. It says adjective. The mice gathered in the meeting room. If you ask yourself what kind of room, it's the meeting room. So that changes it to an adjective, right? And then the last example, the mice agreed to have a meeting. Because that article a comes right before meeting, that means it's a noun. So there's a perfect example of one word, meeting. It could be a verb, it could be an adjective, or it could be a noun. It just depends on how it is in the sentence. Do you guys have any questions about that? So don't look at it and you see the ing and think, oh, that's a verb, because sometimes it's not. You gotta see how it is in the sentence first, okay? Any questions here? Nope, okay, good. Practice page 57. Who would like to read it today? Okay, Wyatt, go ahead.
He didn't want to join them, but he recognized that he seemed terribly rude.
Okay, good. The vocabulary is recognized. What does that mean? Anybody know what that means, Simeon?
No.
Yeah, is that what you were gonna say too? Yep. Noticed, recognized, seen it before, maybe. Okay, pronouns. Nico, where are the pronouns in that sentence?
He, uh.
He.
Them.
Yes. One more.
He'd.
Yes, we need to fix that, by the way. So we need an apostrophe in there. Do you know where it goes, Nico?
In front of the E.
In front of the E or between the E and the D for heed. And then yes, you're gonna write PR for pronoun right on top of the he part of heed. Does that make sense? Because the D is actually a different type of speech or a different part of speech. So the PR goes right on top of the he of that. Okay, good. How about Ether? What about the adjective? Yes, good. Because that's explaining, that's describing he was rude. Okay, what about Trevor? How about the ly adverb?
It was terribly.
Good. ADV over that.
Oh, since there's no and in this, what would put it in?
Remember
Just like wondering.
fanboys? You guys remember
I know.
fanboys? So there's more than just and. Yeah. What is it, Simeon?
But.
There you go. So but is the B in fanboys. Back to Nico. How about the that clause?
That right here.
Okay, so it's parentheses. So what's the whole clause?
That he'd seen terribly rude.
Good. And then you're gonna write that right on top of that. That. Good. And that leads us into the subject and verb. So Wyatt, let's look for the verbs first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 verbs actually.
Didn't.
Good. Didn't, or the did part of didn't is a verb.
We gotta fix that.
We gotta fix that. Where does the apostrophe go?
Yeah.
That's what he was trying to say. I knew you had it. Between the N and the T and didn't. Good. What's another verb?
Recognize.
Yep. That's one.
Seem.
Yep.
There's 5.
Yeah.
Join.
No, actually not join in that one, but join is actually because you have the word to in front of that word join, that's a prepositional phrase, but you don't have to underline that yet. In this sentence, for whatever reason, they didn't want you to underline to join him, to join them.
Probably because there's no noun. There's no noun, so
Yeah.
it can't stop.
You can stop it on a pronoun, that would work, but for whatever reason, they didn't have it on your checklist there. But anyway, so it's not join.
Is terribly one?
Want is one.
Want.
Terribly, we already labeled as an adverb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. You guys are supposed to put ly instead of adv. I don't know why I put adv there. Ly on top of terribly.
Oh, it's an ly.
Yeah, it's an ly adverb. Yes. Not that, but the D in heed.
Oh,
He had. The D in heed is a verb. Did we get them all?
Yeah, I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I got
5. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Didn't want, recognize, need, and see.
Good. Okay, so Ether, how about the subject? Who are we talking about here? He.
And then we have another he.
And another he.
And we have he.
And then the he and heed. So the S goes right above the PR for pronoun in those words. So just above the he's. Good.
Oh, he.
Which word is capitalized, Trevor?
He.
Okay. And then Simeon, what should the end mark be?
Period.
Period. And we already fixed the apostrophes, so we are finished. You know what? I said that to join him was a prepositional phrase, but it's not. to join is a verbal. So it's not,
Verbal?
yeah, it's like a verbal phrase, so it's not a verb because it's to join. That's a tricky one. All right. I know you guys are working like mad to write down your sentence. Supposed to do that at home. Your homework pages will be 58 through 60 today, or this week, I mean.
Like
So,
always.
like always. Go ahead and get your binders out now. And you're gonna take out everything for eating together. We're working on that one still.
Yeah.
Eating together. Yeah, you did both. Did you see my note on Google Classroom?
No.
Because you only had to do the first paragraph.
No, actually.
Did you guys all do both paragraphs?
Yeah.
I didn't have time to finish this.
You did just you only had to write the first paragraph. Remember, on the Google Classroom, you guys need to look at the instructions.
You're at one.
Well, we'll talk about it.
I will.
We'll talk about it. Go ahead and get everything out for eating together. Your paragraph and everything.
Probably so
what?
much I had to do it yesterday.
Oh my.
I had to do it today.
Well, the good news is I know Simeon came in a little bit late, but next week is Thanksgiving. Dude, you've got money back there. What are you doing?
This is for you.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what that is. Thank
Can
you.
I have some of that?
I was like,
Yeah.
hey, all right.
I got 50.
I'll just put it right
It's a
here.
tip. I'll give
It's a
you-
tip. That's a nice
I'll
tip.
trade you. I have a 50.
All right, get out eating together. Did you already get it out? Oh, I gotta get mine out. Hold on.
Eating together.
There we
I
go.
don't think so. Can I get it? So we got to here.
Yeah, because we just did Roman numeral 1 in class
I did
together.
all of
So that's why.
I did all of it.
Did we really? Let me
We
see.
did all of it.
Did we really? Then I messed up on your homework assignment. Let me see.
No,
We
we're.
did all that together after.
Yeah, I did. Do we gotta go home? Cause I'm starving.
We did.
Me too. I have pizza in the fridge. I heat it up. My mom ate the last pizza.
Oh.
I have cheese in
I
here.
totally forgot about that.
Do we get?
We talked about the benefits and then we talked about
first
Yeah, I said, please do mine today.
well, I'll tell you what, I'll figure out what we're gonna
We
do.
have then on the thing I have why they did
Special
it, like
occasions.
why they did it and everything.
I messed up then. Let me see what yours
Do
says.
we gotta go home? Oh,
Yeah, we
I'm
gotta-
guessing that's a no.
Yeah, the laugh means it's a no. Hello, hello, come on in. We're just now getting out eating together, so go ahead and take out eating together. And since you're here, I'm gonna pause this.